Hey guys, welcome to LALoveCreative, and today we're talking about the camera and lenses I use to shoot weddings as a Canon shooter. Let's get it. Now, if you watch this channel, you know I am a Canon shooter. I used to shoot Sony, and I do shoot with different brands when I'm doing commercial work, fashion work. However, when I shoot weddings, I have found that I am really into shooting with Canon cameras. And here are some of the reasons why. Now, I recently picked up this camera, the Canon C200. I've shot many projects on this camera, and I've even done reviews on this camera. Now, the reason why I would pick up a Canon C200 as my B cam for my C70, which I'm shooting on right now, is reliability. Now, I recently shot a wedding with the Canon R6 as my B camera. I had a Canon C70 on the bride, and I had a Canon R6 on the groom. And this is the second time this has happened, but the Canon R6 overheated. We were in an outdoor environment, it wasn't even that hot, and the camera overheated during the ceremony. And that got me thinking, I need a camera that is reliable, that I can leave on recording, and the only thing that'll stop it is the battery and the memory card. And that got me thinking of the Canon C200. Now, I know you're probably thinking this is overkill. This is a cinema camera. This is something that is heavy, it's bulky. Obviously, people would probably prefer to shoot with lighter cameras, and like the Sony FX3, something like that. But for me, shooting with a big, bulkier camera has a lot of benefits, and especially when it's this reliable. For one, this camera has built-in ND filters, and you know, if you've watched this channel, I pretty much love that, and I have to have that in most of my cameras. It has a reliable top handle. It has an awesome LCD screen. It has audio inputs. It's got XLR audio inputs inside the camera body itself in the back. It's got a beautiful image. It shoots in 4K, shoots RAW, it shoots to SD cards. It has 2 SD card slots where you can backup record or do whatever you want to do with that. Put it on a tripod, shoot a wide shot of the wedding, and just leave it recording pretty much the whole day if I have the media and the battery for it. My other camera I like to shoot with is the Canon C70. I am shooting with it right now. I love that camera, built-in NDs, a better image than the Canon C200. Shoots RAW now, so it's even more appealing for creators. Obviously, RAW is overkill for most weddings, but when you're shooting weddings, it's awesome to have that extra step in quality for romantics, for first looks, stuff like that. So having that RAW functionality is just awesome, and it's groundbreaking. The Canon C70 is lighter than the Canon C200. It is pretty much everything you would want in a wedding camera. I think it's the best wedding camera you can get on the market right now for the price, for all of the functions that it has. However, it's $6,000, more like $7,000. And I got a Canon C200 for under $3,000, and it's in perfect condition, literally perfect condition, used. So those two cameras are like A and B cameras. I have a Canon R6 that I am using pretty much as a C camera. It is an additional angle. It is a gimbal camera. It is a camera that I might, just put up, just to have a safety. Or if I have another shooter on my team, I give them the R6, I put it on a gimbal and let them get like detail shots and stuff like that. This camera's image is amazing. I would say this camera's image is on par with the Canon C200s. It's just not that reliable of a camera when it comes to weddings. Weddings, a lot of times, I'm in California, it's very hot outside, I'm shooting weddings. This needs to be recording for a long time. It has a 30-minute record limit. So this is not the most reliable camera for A or B camera, unless you are okay with just shooting little bursts of video, turning the camera off, turning it back on, stuff like that. But aside from the overheating, this is such a beautiful image. This is my extra angle just in case. It's my backup body. I think every videographer or photographer should have a backup body. Believe me, you want to have a backup camera just in case all your cameras fail, so you can film or take photos and get the job done. Image-wise, it's not on the same level when it comes to videography as the Canon R6, but it's a pretty good image. It's just got a crazy crop when it comes to video, but it shoots 4K, it's full frame, it's a great camera. But what I love about the Canon EOS R is it's more of a tank than the R6. I've never had this camera overheat, not even once. And I've had this record in hot environments, sweat sticking to your shirt environments, and this camera has always done pretty good. So it's more reliable than the R6, but just know that it's got a crazy crop and not that many video features compared to the Canon R6. Now, to get into lenses, I think you can shoot a wedding with 2 lenses. As a videographer, as a photographer, you can literally shoot a whole wedding with 2 lenses and you don't need any other lenses. All you would need really is a 24-70, any type of 24-70 you want to use. I use a Sigma 24-70 and a 70-200, whether it be a f4, f2.8. I don't think that's really relevant. I use the RF version right here. These 2 lenses are pretty much all you need to shoot wedding videography and photography, I would argue. This 24-70 will get you halfway there, pretty much 80% there when you're shooting, portraits, anything like that. This is just an awesome lens that I advise every photographer to have, because a lot of times when you're shooting weddings, it's very fast paced. You don't have the time to switch lenses. This is just a great all-around lens. And the 70-200, I have the f4. This is your ceremony lens. This is when you need to get away from all of the action and still be able to shoot a close-up of the bride or groom. This lens right here is a must-have. It doesn't get as much work as the 24-70, but you're definitely gonna need a 70-200 or some type of telephoto lens so that you can get further back and still get a close-up. Now, when it comes to primes, if you wanna shoot all your videography on primes, I think you should definitely invest in a 25, a 35 millimeter, a 50 millimeter, and some type of telephoto lens, like whether it be an 85. I like to use 100 millimeter. A lot of the times 100 millimeter macro, so I can even do close-ups of like rings and stuff. Now, I think you can shoot a wedding on a whole zoom 24-70 and be fine. It's just a lot of times when I'm in low light situations, I like to use a prime lens, like a 24 1.4, so I can open it up, get more low light sensitivity, and not have to, bump up my ISO. Now, that's all I have to say about what I shoot my weddings with as far as Canon cameras and lenses. If you have any questions about wedding videography, or if you want to see more wedding videos in the future, talking about audio, how I store my gear, lighting, stuff like that, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Peace.